This Talking Flutes podcast is kindly sponsored by Trevor James Flutes, making life sound beautiful. You can show them some flute love by following them on Instagram at TJ Flutes, Trevor James Flutes on Facebook, and at trevorjamesflutes.com.
Hello, this is Claire Southworth and you're listening to Talking Flutes. Today is a bit different as I'm going to chat about hobbies, the importance of teachers and mentorship. At the end of last year, I watched a television series called Portrait Artist of the Year. Basically, 6 artists would paint a portrait of a guest on the show and the best one would progress to another round. Now, after mentioning in passing that I would love to have a go, surprise, surprise, for Christmas, I was given some art supplies. Feeling full of enthusiasm, I started a painting and unsurprisingly thought it was rubbish. But it sparked a conversation with my family about how not everything has to be a side hustle and make a profit. It's okay to be bad at something and still enjoy it. That then became a conversation about the things we enjoy now, the careers we choose, and inevitably, it all came down to the teachers we had at school. My daughter Eleanor's least favourite teacher was for chemistry. Her most favourite teacher was for English. She did English and classics at university. No surprise there. My son Joe's favourite teachers and subjects were for science. He became a doctor. Let's go back to my experience at school. My art teacher, when I was 11 years old, created a pattern over which we had to paint a pale wash. My paint was far too dark, covered the pattern. She was furious with me, red with rage. I was made to stand up in front of my class and show them my work whilst being verbally berated by the art teacher. Needless to say, I always considered myself totally rubbish at art and certainly not creative. My memory of the next 4 years of art classes were of absolute misery and dread. This was the result of a bad teacher, not because I was a bad student. I wanted to learn, but had no encouragement. Luckily, my Christmas attempt was not blighted by false expectations, but was boosted by me enjoying the experience and having fun. I wasn't being judged by anyone. It was purely for myself. One of the many problems which arise from the type of experience I had as a student is that you have negative feelings about your ability. Another school highlight I had a year later was with a French teacher, someone who had never travelled out of the UK. She taught from a book of grammar with no conversational French. There was one piece of homework I misunderstood, and she also made me stand up in class and asked if I was good at anything. I was so shocked that I couldn't speak. Later, my friends asked why I hadn't mentioned that I was top of the science classes. Well, I was in shock. So as a result, I also assumed that I was rubbish at languages. This perception of having no talent at art or languages lasted my whole life, thanks to 2 rubbish teachers who enjoyed the misguided power they had rather than focusing on passing on their knowledge and guiding their students, regardless of ability. Sometimes the role of teachers is sadly lost and misguided. I now have 3 hobbies, which I love, and they give me huge enjoyment: golf, painting, and guitar. I can safely say that I'm useless at painting and guitar, but I don't care, because I have so much fun trying, and that's the point of this chat. As flute players, remember to have fun, enjoy what you do, no matter the level or talent you have. It's okay to be bad at something and still enjoy it. If we could only start hobbies without expectations and be inspired by teachers, not berated and knocked down by them. Schools are often focused on achieving grades, not enjoyment. We seem to have forgotten that hobbies are for fun, not necessary to be experts in them. We're amateurs. That is, someone who engages in a pursuit, study, science or a sport as a pastime rather than as a profession. Unfortunately, the word amateur can also have another meaning, one lacking in experience and competence. But we should all focus on the original meaning of loving a hobby or a pastime. So having a hobby is just for you, not something to be sold or succeed in. There's a recent trend in side hustle, meaning a second job to make money, But not everything has to be a hustle or for show or for making money. The important message is do it for yourself and find enjoyment in the art of playing the flute or any other hobby. Going back now to the importance of a teacher's influence. All professions begin with education. At the core of almost all successful people are teachers who equipped them with the relevant skills and knowledge. Success hinges on the advice, information, support of your teachers. I think it's wonderful when knowledge is passed from one generation to another, like a precious gift, which in itself then progresses and develops and so helps the next generation. The aim for students is to respect and value their teacher's attention and advice. The student expects you as the teacher, in some sense, to care for them. Everyone needs a mentor, and teachers are role models for their students. So teachers need to develop ways to inspire their students. As a teacher, you're learning as much as your student. At the same time, it's a partnership, one where teachers' sole aim is to be eventually dispensable, when the student can move forward successfully on their own. There is a proviso, though, and that is to always offer to be available as a mentor when needed. In professional music, there are many disappointments because in order to move forward and progress, we often have to audition, and generally only one person can be successful, resulting in many others feeling like they failed. I heard something said recently that really resonated with me. Failure is feedback, feedback is knowledge, knowledge is power. Now, failure is a very emotive word, but think of it as an obstacle. Use that obstacle as feedback. Then that feedback is your knowledge, and by having the knowledge, use it to go further at the next opportunity. Positive thinking is, I think, essential for your mental well-being. As I mentioned earlier, mentorship is a hugely important tool, and I'd really like to take this opportunity to offer my services for no cost as a mentor to any flutist who would like help in whatever capacity is needed. Maybe an upcoming audition, career planning, or more specific help with practice or point of technique, or just a chance to chat about any concerns you may have about life and work as a flutist, a pep talk. If you'd like my help, just send a message via our Facebook page, Talking Flutes, and I will do whatever I can to help. I've been very fortunate in my career, and this is an opportunity to give something back. So to recap, as flute players, remember to have fun, enjoy what you do, no matter the level or talent you have. I've certainly changed my mindset and so enjoy trying new skills. I'm not exhibiting any artwork yet or giving any guitar concerts, but I do play regular golf competitions and I'm extremely competitive, although working hard to manage my expectations. I do hope you've enjoyed my ramblings today. Keep in touch with your thoughts and comments on our social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram, @ClaireFlute and @Flute, plus our Facebook page, Talking Flutes, or email us at flutepodcasts@gmail.com. Thanks as always for listening. Bye for now.
Talking Flutes and Talking Flutes Extra are podcast productions by the Trevor James Flute Company. For more information, visit trevorjamesflutes.com.